Government of Portugal thanks Tzu Chi for their relief aid in the aftermath of a forest fire. Tzu Chi volunteers go to Laos to assess damages for flood survivors and understand their needs. Welcome to Dai Headlines. I'm Margaret Lin. Thank you for joining us. In 2017, a severe forest fire took place in Portugal. In the aftermath of the fire, Tzu Chi volunteers went there to assess damage and distributed cash cards towards the end of that year. The local government recognized Tzu Chi's efforts and has given them a badge to express their gratitude.
Because of the fire, we are able to make a friend here. Thanks to Portugal government and also Tondela city government to help that we can do the distribution together.
One of the hardest hit areas, Tondela has given Tzu Chi volunteers a medal to thank them for reaching out to the affected residents.
Tzu Chi volunteers have provided care to the fire survivors without asking for anything in return. They worked as a team. They've demonstrated compassion and altruism.
For the past 2 years, the volunteers have continued to care for the affected residents. They overcame the language barrier to plant seeds of love in the minds of the Portuguese people. Back in March, Mozambique was devastated by Cyclone Idai. In its aftermath, Tzu Chi has carried out disaster relief work. The post-cyclone's reconstruction cabinet's deputy leader in Mozambique has traveled to Taiwan to learn more about Tzu Chi.
This is the first time you'll be the broadcaster?
Yeah.
Okay, you can step here.
Anchoring news for the first time, post-cyclone's reconstruction cabinet's deputy leader, Zafanias Chizango, seemed a bit nervous.
Love not only makes a border.
Traveling to Taiwan, the founding place of Tzu Chi, he expresses these words from his heart.
Motivate all the volunteers, all the people who will be involved in the reconstruction process in Mozambique to work hard with me because we would like to build their lives, to give me the hope and the love. Thank you very much.
But that volunteers not living in Beira. They left their homes, their comfort, and come to Beira, living in the same place, eating the same food, sleeping in some condition. That's why I say we are feeling like family, like brothers, like sisters.
The volunteers have helped the affected residents when they lost their homes and faced the threats of infectious diseases. Tima Dr. Long Carmen, holding firm to her initial aspiration as a doctor, has decided to serve in Mozambique.
There
is so much work waiting to be done in Mozambique. Rather than going to other countries and practicing medicine in Africa, I should combine my work with my mission. Therefore, I quit my job and told the master I'm ready to go Mozambique.
While Mozambique faces a long journey of reconstruction in the fields of medicine, education, and agriculture, Tzu Chi volunteers in Africa will be there for them, providing companionship and the necessary assistance. Cyclone Idai caused major disasters in 3 African countries. The Tzu Chi Foundation immediately launched assistance in the 3 countries, distributing food and building brick houses. Here is our report.
How many houses destroyed? Houses is approximately almost 120. 120. The police came.
Even police came also nothing.
We put cables for electric. They distracted the electric cables. Then people just step in.
My house was destroyed by the cyclone. I've walked for 4 hours to reach the distribution sites.
I've walked for 10 kilometers from my house, but it is worth the effort. Now that I have received the blankets, I can cover myself while sleeping. I will not be afraid of the cold weather.
If Tzu Chi helped me to repair my house, so there is other people who need my help, my hands, my love, so that's why I'm coming here to help people. And also, before Tzu Chi come here to make this project, they choose me to be as volunteer for their group. So they told me I should come here every day, so I fulfill that my commitment.
He had a fever when he was 9 months old, but I still don't know why. The doctor gave him medicines, but his head seems to grow bigger and bigger.
Actually, he is not that old, but there are problems with the lungs and a problem with his joints and a problem with the eyes.
What we saw was a very primitive medical condition. Almost no one has ever seen a doctor.
AIDS and tuberculosis are very serious problems.
There are very long lines of patients, from 500 to 1,000.
Starting in August, 6 provinces in Laos have been devastated by storms and also a typhoon. Laos Foreign Affairs Department contacted Tzu Chi for help. In mid-September, Tzu Chi volunteers from 5 countries went to assess the damage.
In August, the southern part of Laos was devastated by storms. Sokong County was submerged in water for 14 days. After the floods had receded, the affected residents can finally go home after being evacuated. It was fortunate that the floods rose slowly, so people had the time to escape, but their farmland has become muddy. Now everyone needs food and daily goods urgently.
These daily goods were donated by local charity groups, so they are small in amount, and the government has requested international charity groups to help them. When the international groups came with aid, the amount of goods will be enormous, and the assistance will last longer.
In early September, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Laos sent a letter to Tzu Chi requesting assistance. Therefore, Tzu Chi volunteers from Taiwan, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Malaysia went to assess the damage.
And all the harvest, all the crops has been destroyed. A lot of households has been destroyed. And then the people are struggling for the recovery.
Earlier, Mr. Rasphone asked this villager if anyone had come after the floods, and he said nobody had come. We're the first to come to help them. Their government didn't feel the floods were serious, and they could help themselves. But later, when they found out the floods were serious, they began asking for international aid a few days ago. They wrote a letter to us first and asked us to come.
Everything is ruined, and no students go to school.
They cannot go to school. They need to help the family to clean up the house, to get everything in order, and to make sure that they are in good shape before they start.
The volunteers visit the disastered areas and the county government to understand the extent of the damage and also the type of rice for distribution. The Tzu Chi assessment team will hasten their steps for further distributions.
Since the farmers' fields have been destroyed, they do not know what to do for the new harvest season. In addition, people also need clean water. In the past, they rely on well water, but the wells have been destroyed, and they can only buy bottled water now. Here's more. The flood has devastated 6 provinces in Laos, affecting more than 500,000 people. Tzu Chi's disaster assessment team has arrived in Champong in Savannakhel. Nearly 90% of the fields have been destroyed. Since the rice seedlings have been submerged in water and sun-dried, they look like coffee powder that have been sprayed on the ground.
In my lifetime, I have never encountered such serious floods before. I feel for the affected residents.
The farmers the volunteers came across all look worried. It is because the rice seeds they planted 2 months ago have been flooded. They don't know what to do for the new harvest season in December.
We desperately need clean water. After the flood, we can only buy bottled water. The most important task now is help the residents restore their normal life. We need to quickly repair the public facilities, especially in the schools, so students can go back to study.
Tzu Chi's disaster assessment vehicles have shunned many holes and passed through broken bridges. To understand the needs of the affected residents. To prepare for their future rice distribution, they've also checked the storage place in Savannakhel. After the 9/21 earthquake in Taiwan, Master Zhen Yan was committed to building prefabricated housing for the survivors. This was because many could only sleep on the streets. Tzu Chi's construction office waited just 3 days to begin procuring building materials. And 7 days later, Nantou Zhongxin New Village saw the construction of a Dai village.
刚才我在楼下听到一声雷响，好像打进了我的心。我现在很想跑到在你集中的地方，看看他们晚上怎么度过。住伫内底摇无啥。 伫迄个啊，水拢淹起来嘛。啊，伊问讲，啊，恁若安尼，水已经淹起来，恁倒来食？啊，迄个阿婆讲，哎呀，我都倒来食，啊，就是伫个水个所在。所以，会逐个话，一间落回一间起来啊，两间起来。
上人那个很迫切的眼神。
Master Zhen Yan seemed very urgent and didn't say much, simply urging us to work quickly.
With the cooperation of Tzu Chi Construction Office and volunteers, the 3rd day after the earthquake, the procurement of materials began. On the 7th day, construction began on the Da'ai village in Chongqing New Village, Nantou City.
几张桌子拼起来。
We took a few tables and put them together, a few phones, and all started to work. Master Zhen Yan came up to the 3rd floor a few times to check on the progress of our prehab homes.
Less than a month after the earthquake, Da'ai village prefab homes were completed one after another. Master Zhen Yan visited all affected villagers.
真好势哈！谢谢你，哎，好像很幸福，很高兴，对，真的很感恩。
Even if it is a temporary residence, it must have the warmth of a home. Master Zheng Yan insists that each prefab house should be 36 square meters.
我想要让他们赶快有个安身之处，专心白天去做事业，暗时回来有一个安心的地方。屋宽呐，不如心宽。
每一户人家其实。
Every family is actually like us. It's really a big family. They will help each other.
During that period, all Taiwan volunteers mobilized and went to the construction site to help. In the same year, Yang Huijin, who was in charge of Puli's Da'ai village, only brought a small bag and went straight to the construction site.
I just brought a little bag on the first day. I just lived there alone, staying in the tent about 3 square meters in size.
3 months after the earthquake, the last Da'ai village was completed. Tzu Chi set up 19 villages in Taichung, Nantou, and Yunlin, with a total of 1,743 prefab houses. The total floor space exceeded 60,000 square meters, and the number of mobilized volunteers exceeded 180,000. After more than 2 years, the lives of the affected people are slowly getting on the right track. Da'ai prefab houses played a very important role. Material from these houses are not discarded but are given new life.
When we went to the disaster area to take down the Da'ai village, each house had a fan and we brought it back. This is the quality of Tzu Chi people, as Master Zheng Yan told us to be more self-reliant rather than taking materials from the earth.
All of this steel was recovered from the Anhe Road and we brought it back here. Because we have to do recycling, we must have a shelter from the rain.
The dedication and respect put into these prefab houses continues to be reused in international disaster relief missions over the years. I have tears because I'm so happy that Tzu Chi gave us such a beautiful home.
The conceptual idea of treating the victims as a family was applied in the Philippines after Typhoon Haiyan attack. The Philippine Minister of the Social Affairs said that Tzu Chi provides the dignity and love for those victims.
And the love for those victims.
In the past 20 years, Tzu Chi has built prefab houses around the world. This is a quality love that allows people to settle in, feel at ease, and find the power to restart their new lives.
68-year-old Tzu Chi volunteer You Caiyun has been caring for elderly people who live alone for many years. Her love and companionship provide spiritual support for the seniors, and the way she treats them is like the care of their daughters. Let's take a look.
慢慢走哦，准备慢慢走，来，我走你前面，万一你有闪失，我帮你挡住。来，你这个要不要我先帮你拿？
将来我就要靠你们自己了。你对我最好了。
没有啦，大家有缘才会认识。嘿，
哇，以前我刚来，现在呢，感觉好远。
哦，感觉好远哈。下，上，往下，手心。这就好我要来关心老人家、独居长者，将来我也会独居啊，因为
I want to care for the seniors who live alone. In the future, I will also live alone because I do not have children. So I told myself I have to come first to understand the physical change, aging process, and mental states of the elderly. Since then, I started to care for the seniors and have been doing it until now. Now I feel I am blessed because I have met many elderly people.
因为我认识好多长辈们。
呦，脚怎么肿这么厉害？
肚子啊，这个这里。
哦，他脚肿好厉害哦！你脚肿有没有去看医生？
伊个叫我200块，叫我去后尾保证的，我哪敢买？
啊，你有没有去看医生？脚肿这样子，有没有吃药？
靠，要到阳明医院。
啊，对对对
对。我帮你折一下啊。
你量量，太瘦了，他太瘦了。
他太瘦了，对啊，所以我们都会很舍不得啊。
Sometimes we may cook something and bring it to him. We give him different flavors because sometimes his appetite is not good.
那主要就是骨头的问题。
骨头的问题，对，这里的问题，腰这里。哦，好。那你要乖乖的吃哦，配合医生哦。好。这我婆婆啦，我婆婆跟你同年呐。
哦。
哎，98岁啦。
我无来啊。
你无来啦？哦，对啊，你即马你破病，当然嘛无力啦，吼。啊，你若去好，咱若好开的时阵吼，咱就搁豆豆啊行路，啊，你就会有力啦，好不？笑得好可爱，你看他笑得多可爱。刚煮的，
好，
刚煮的，香不香？哦，一级棒哈，很香哦。
别人陪我去理发。
他今天要帮你理。
我今天要帮你剪头，来，先帮你弄个围兜，才不会去弄到。
好。
Dental examinations can be a horrifying experience for patients with mental disabilities. They tend to become scared when seeing the dental equipment. Tima has been helping this nursing home for mentally challenged people for years, making residents feel more at ease when it comes to dental exams.
Free clinics such as family medicine, dermatology, and dentistry are being carried out at this nursing home for the mentally challenged. They have less fear because they are being treated by familiar volunteers.
I want to thank Auntie for cleaning my teeth. There are also drawing, dancing, and game playing.
Tzu Chi volunteers have been caring for this nursing home for a long time and have developed a good relationship with the residents. People with physical or mental disabilities tend to have serious cavities because of various problems.
I had many afterthoughts by coming here. I wanted to do my job right, but these brothers have a lot of cavities. When I saw it, I felt quite helpless. This family really suffers a lot, and I am to be blamed too.
Walking into someone's life with joy, these doctors want to bring love to these less fortunate people.
Tzu Chi held a gratitude event to commemorate the 9/21 earthquake at the Taichung Jinshi Ho. More than 200 volunteers came together to complete this heartwarming gratitude event. We will leave you with this. Goodbye.